I'm back, so let's see if we pick up on anything here. Oh, wait, if you're here. Hello again. How's the feed on your end? Because when I was watching on my phone, it was. Hello again and hello again. I'm watching on my phone. How is the everything with you guys? Seems like everything is really slow and really lagging. There may be too many people online tonight. It's taking up all the bandwidth of the internet. So this is part 2 because the first one wasn't working. I am Ken from K-Flan the Rail Fan. Thank you for joining me. 25 April. 5 days left in this month, guys. We're almost into May. Yeah, there's too many people on the internet, and probably on the internet in this building, and it's not. It's probably what's going on. I live in a big luxury apartment complex. Everybody's probably online right now. Maybe it's almost a little bit better to try and come on a little bit later when everybody's in bed. I think I'm on during prime time right now. Yeah, it's your best bet is to send it. They're probably not open right now because of everything that's going on, so you're probably gonna have to wait a little bit. But a repair person would probably be your best bet to do anything. The rest of us can't diagnose anything unless we're physically there looking at it. Let's see how many more people we have venturing in here tonight. Just have to deal with the lag for tonight. It's such a nice day, so everybody's probably out chatting with other people. There's no work tomorrow. The weather was really nice tonight too. Which is DL&W. Did you since the last time we talked, did you get to go online at all and check out to see if there was any Lock 1 F3s and no gauge? I don't know if you see if there's anything there. Anybody? Has anybody been buying for this little quarantine? They watch YouTube and sit around the house and play some games, which I have a challenge that I want to do in the future. Really doesn't have anything to do with trains, but it's something fun, and I think everybody would get a good laugh out of it. But it's going to come down in the future when we can start visiting family and friends again, besides what's going on right now. So, if any of you guys ever go onto my page, I have to physically look a lot deeper because the last couple of videos that I did have been these streams and a couple of the small ones, and they don't. Those are the ones that come up first on my screen. Take a look in my videos and look deep, and you'll eventually get into my videos. And also, I do have a couple of playlists up, which are divided up between Steamtown, Strasburg, steam locomotives, things. So if you want to see some steamers, I've got quite a few of them on there. I was actually looking for some content to talk about tonight. The railroad museum pages that I belong to, and nobody's talking about anything. The only ones that we're really working on are what I talked about last week, that U.S. Sugar number 148, and then the Grambling locomotive work, a flag coal steam locomotive. That's pretty much it. What paint scheme are you looking for? Are you looking for the typical gray and maroon, or looking for the black with the yellow writing on them? The lag is horrible. The one in your thumbnail. Okay, so you want the gray and the maroon. Okay, like the Steamtown ones. Let's check here. So that steamless is never going to be restored. Not even cosmetically. It's being used as a kid's jungle gym right now. Or has been. It's constantly. They've got platforms and everything on it. That's pretty much what that one is. That's what its life has, or its past life has led it to. It's not going to be restored. It has too many modifications done to it too. They got on the bottom and everything around the front. I actually was trying to see about taking a picture of it the one time. There's just really no way to get the angles, and it just looks horrible with the way it looks. But I am aware of that steam locomotive. A lot of these places have hidden gems sitting around. There was actually an article. I don't know who found it, what group I was in, but there's actually a tank engine, little park, and kids used to go up and play on it. And it's not anymore. The park closed up, and they haven't been doing anything with it. Everything have grown up around it. It's actually got a stepway going up into the cab where the kids and everybody used to go into it. But it's all grown over. I guess to move it or even buy it, they've been asking. What I got of the story, they were asking an astronomical amount for it. Very expensive. It'd be nice to see if we could get it moved. But the one at Knoebels, they've got that museum and tells the story of their coal mines. They're probably not going to be doing much more with that. That's its new life now. DLNW, there's actually a Mike's Train House O-Gauge A set, but it's in a bid. It's on eBay right now. I just put in Lackawanna and went to O-Gauge. But it's at $125. I don't know if you're interested in getting in on that deal or not. Lehigh Valley, how you doing? Love your display. Thank you for joining in. I usually do like I say, I don't know if I told you when I commented back, I usually do a live stream every Saturday night, and I work off of you guys. If you guys have questions or want to talk about anything, we can. And I try to have some top out to try and get through the stream, but as you can see and tell, it's been kind of slow, and like a lot of other people, I don't have a train display working right now. Yeah, it's a really nice display you have there. I enjoy watching, and I'm going to enjoy watching more other videos that you pop out there too. Sitting on your front porch, shrimp. Very nice. How you doing, Possum Bayou? Bernie. Oh, nice. I'll have to go check that out. Guys, don't feel frustrated if I don't get to all your new videos. With the new algorithms that they've had and Don Sparky's thing, there's so many different variables that go into it. Whoever I subscribe to, I hit the notification. I also hit the notification bell. So every day I'm getting thousands of notifications every single day, and I just can't get to every single one of them. So if I don't, I do apologize. And if you are new to my page, I was just saying that you guys just came on. When you go onto my page, go into the video section, because the first couple of videos that pop up are always my blogs or some of my new videos. If you get really videos, you have to dig a little bit further. But I have a 70-some train videos on my page if you guys want to check them out. They're mainly vintage diesel locomotives, which is kind of the thing that I like to try and catch. If you guys want to, Lehigh Valley 1980, go over and check out his page. He's just starting a layout. It's pretty good. Go on over his page and check it out. You can't pop in on this one, but if just write his page down and go on over and subscribe here. Jerry, how you doing, sir? Thank you for popping in. I'm going to have to make a model of the Rockville Bridge. Yes, T78, yeah, go. Lehigh Valley, you're welcome. We try to do the same thing. I tried to do the same thing like I like the way he models when it comes to the train community. We help one another out. We try to assist everybody's pages and help everybody grow. his page is more along the lines of the model railroading, mine's more along the lines of historical locations, points of interest, actual rail fanning. But as you can see, the rail fanning is just going on too well. Putting picture montages together and whatever are the videos that I can from in the past and put them together so I can get them out just for you guys to take a look at. But Lehigh Valley 1980, make sure you guys subscribe to him. He's got a nice page and he's got an O-gauge layout and it's really nice. Thank you, Lehigh Valley. I appreciate that. Jerry, as always, how are you doing? Jerry, hopefully in the next couple of weeks here we can, with this lift, I'd really like to get out with you. If you're not too busy during the week and everything, go do some rail fanning with you. I don't know if I'm going to be released from the dock yet to go back to work because I am considered an essential employee. If he does, we'll just try and look. Yeah, it's lagging quite a bit, but I apologize for that. I already reset it once, but tonight, Saturday night, such a good night, and everybody's probably in on their computers right now because everybody's off work tonight just to see if I can get a different fan base in. But yeah, Jerry, I'd like to get out with you and try and do some areas, see some CSX and some of the Northeast corridor. And because SEPTA, I've noticed this in some of SEPTA has cut back on a lot of their trains, their commuter trains. So the Pennsylvania North, has actually been doing a lot of their freights that they normally run at night during the day. And there's a lot of movement. Nah, Bernie, Jerry, it's happening on everybody's end tonight. I apologize. There's probably everybody's probably on the internet and pretty much knocking up the systems between Verizon, Comcast, and whoever else is on. It's probably what's going on. So I do apologize. Yeah, they've cut back quite a bit. My point is, up in Lansdale and everything, and Warminster and up in New Hope, they've been catching that Tigger quite a bit, and that former Conrail engine, the C39-8. They've been on those tracks quite a bit, and I'd like to try and catch them. So I've got a good mix in here since you guys are asking. Bernie and SD78, I know, and myself do HA when we get the model. Lehigh Valley and DLNW does O-gauge, and Jerry does N scale. So we've got a good mix of the scales here. Lehigh Valley, he's actually down in his train room. He's got a lot of stuff up on his walls of a lot of his trains that are going to be running. He's got a good collection of Lehigh Valley engines. Yeah, but besides that area up in Lansdale, Jerry, I'd like to, like I said, try and meet up with you somewhere and when you're not working or whatnot and go check out some of the CSX spots and just to make some new video and some new content because you're putting on a lot of neat stuff. You caught that ST70 a couple weeks ago, which is a really cool looking engine, really interesting looking engine. Yeah, I'll give you a call one of these days because Annalise works during the day from home. So I may just give you a call. I have your number and everything and say hello and see what you're up to. And when a lot of you guys are allowed to start doing live streams and everything, actually you can backdoor it through YouTube. A live streaming service called Prism. Use that on your phones, and you can actually backdoor and put in a live stream up YouTube, since they want you to have 1,000 subscribers and all that before you can do it. But if you want to try using your phone, use Prism. It's one that I've actually used before. And this new one that I've been using is StreamYard. And eventually, I'd like to this platform, I could bring multiple people in and we can all have a chat without having to type everything in. I could bring up to 6 people, to include myself, without having to pay for the upgrade. So eventually I can do it right now, but we'll see what this goes and see if we'll give it a try. Lehigh Valley, you're actually down in our area. I talk about it a lot. I'm originally from Northeast, but I'm currently living down in West Norrington Township, just outside of King of Prussia. So you're relatively in the area where I'm at. So as things go on and we build a rapport, if you want to do some collaborating on any of your videos or anything, or with us, Jerry lives a little bit more south of me, but we're within the area. I'm here. You're up there in Quakertown. There's a couple other guys that are in the Lansdale area. They usually come in our stuff and check it out. Well, Monday I'll try and wake up early and see if I can get out there with you and catch that heritage unit. I'll call you. Call me. Just have to tell me where to go, because that'd be something to see and catch. Well, Lehigh, we were going to have that big meetup in Strasburg. I don't know if you most of you probably follow Sparky, which is where I found a lot of you guys, and I appreciate Sparky a lot. He's helped me a lot. And also another page too, JP Videos. He does an array of everything. He's actually, out of all of us, he's got the biggest page. Both those areas, both those people have helped out. But as far as straight model railroading or Railfanning, Sparky's helped out a lot. But we were supposed to have that big meetup in Strasburg, and I was actually helping him out. A couple of my older blogs, I think it was 7 and 8, I was actually doing an overlay on one of my videos, and I used Google Maps, and I was showing everybody where the choo-choo barn was, where the hotel was, where the Strasburg was, and the actual points for Railfan throughout the line, which everybody actually liked and took that quite well. But fortunately, I can't open up everything like they're saying they want to do for parts of Pennsylvania around here. He's still closed up there on the border, so you can't get. So unfortunately, and Sparky's a really good dead guy, and he actually bought tickets so that everybody can get them. And Steam and Diesel Productions, how you doing? But it's unfortunate. But I will talk to you guys on that. It's not going to be much of doing social distancing, but I'm still planning on going camping that weekend if I'm able to. We still have our RV site, and that RV site is still open. They're not closed, but we still have to follow COVID-19. But yeah, we're probably going to still try and go. It's probably a 98% chance that we're still going to try and go there. So if anybody's in the area and if it does happen to open up, we'll catch you there. If not, we're just going the heck out of here for a little bit. I've got some of my workers that live in the Quakertown area as well. With my ambulance company is actually really close to the Quakertown area, where we've got a station in Schwenksville, which isn't that far from Pottstown, and we're about a 45-minute drive, running lights and sirens. But if we have to go out that way. But yeah, if anybody, come on out. But Jerry, if you'd get research and hear about that heritage unit, they haven't said anything about us not being able to drive. I'll just say I'm going someplace to go exercise and walk. Or I'm coming to meet up with you for a job. No. Woodworking. I'm going to meet up a guy to do a contracting job. I don't think too many people would really bust anybody's balls or anything. Diesel, it's a bunch of you guys have told me that already. I've already tried to reset the broadcast numerous times. It's not going the way it's supposed to. It's most likely because it's a Saturday night. It's a nice Saturday night, and everybody's on the. It's pretty much on the internet system, and it's just not picking up the best feed. At a bad time tonight, and I do apologize. If you guys can work around it tonight, that's fine. If not, I fully understand because I've got my phone up too, and I'm actually watching how it's running as well. So I apologize. Cut the internet lines. Yeah. If you have a Facebook page, my Facebook page is Ken Flanagan. Valley. I just spell I've got like 5 or 6 new photos. I collect a lot of old photos from the railroads. I've got about 5 or 6 Lehigh Valley slides coming to me within the next couple of weeks, and I currently do have a bunch of them already. Got a couple of railroad photo albums up there. Yes, it's probably on my end. Like I said, I'm in a huge apartment complex, and it's all rich people in here. If you can, young blue collar workers, and everybody's probably all on their internet tonight, and the system just can't keep up with them. I am going to be once I get them, I'll download them and I'll post them. But if you want to check them out, go ahead. And I also post them occasionally on. I have my own. It's called Railfanning Forum, and it's that's on my thing there too. All right, Bern. I'll still be on here, but if this gets really, really bad, guys, and where you can't stand it, I'll just stop the broadcast for tonight, and we'll try and. And I'll just try and do this chat at another time. I think tonight's just a bad night because everybody's home. CPU is in DPU on 410 tonight. Stuff that, Jerry. There's been a lot of CPU power coming through here. If you guys have watched a lot of JP's videos or even follow him on his Facebook page, last week or so, a lot of cool stuff. And I'm actually jealous because the Scranton area is my hometown, and I'm down here, and I can't get up there to the place where he rails to go quite a bit, Taylor Yard. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, at least from me, I send my prayers off to you. I hope you're doing okay. But one of those CP, the heritage one, and what the maroon the maroon and gray coloration, was it has been running between Binghamton and running the locals. And for a week there were two other CPs in the regular red paint scheme that are doing the switching in the yard up in Taylor Yard a couple weeks ago. And he caught them all. And this last week, he also caught the Norfolk Southern 4000, the one with the blue front end. Well, yeah, he's been catching a lot. But depending on which one you catch, Jerry, if you see it, let me know. But Jeff, I'm sorry to hear about that. Keep fighting. Do what the doctors say. And turns out, just keep fighting. You got it. We'll send some prayers your way. That's rough. Seeing a lot of 2 years ago, no, last year, caveat off you, Lehigh Valley. There was a lot of you a bit. There were two D70s, one with the straight back and the other one with the flare radiators that were running quite a few trains through normally on 38G and 39G. For almost a good month, they were running the east and west trains quite a bit, almost daily. And I got videos. I've got that popped with in my videos as well. It's UP Power. And I've got a bunch of trains that I collected from when we lived a short time out in Illinois. I've got a couple in those ones as well. Jeff, did you catch it at work, or you somebody that just had the antibodies, or what happened? And speaking of Heritage Unit, guys, I didn't get to get a picture of it. We were coming back from shopping, and a lot of you know where I live, and I've shown pictures of. I can see all the way to the west end of Abrams Yard here, which our apartments are right off of Route 422 in West Norrington down here, directly across the street from the Abrams Yard, west end of the yard, and Upper Marion. I caught it through the trees, the C&J unit. So I asked Dan to pull over, and I'm going to try and walk up the trail a little bit and get on the Sullivan Bridge, that walk bridge that goes between Valley Forge on the other side. And I was going to try and catch it there. Started moving as I started going on my walk. That was a cool photo, though. But the C&J unit was on 39G in the DPU position. Got to see it, but I didn't get to take pictures of it. The same thing happened to me about 4 weeks ago. The Illinois terminal, the Green Goblin, was in the area. I saw it, but I didn't get to take any pictures of it. So hopefully coming around again. Usually, though, when they head back out on 39G, they usually don't come back, or it's a while before they come back into the area. And the only one that I constantly see doing no regular rotations, this was last year, and that was the Penn Central locomotive. The 1800 was on the Port Road last night. Jeff, where's that Port Road at? Somebody posted a picture on that too. I actually caught that one. I've got a video of that one up too. The only thing that hurts with that one, the Pennsylvania locomotive that I caught and the Virginia I caught, is they were all on the inside line at Valley Forge next to the train station. When you're at the when the trains are on the inside line in Valley Forge, they're very close, so you can't get the camera to get a really good angle of everything. So you usually have to try and back up a little bit, which I tried doing with the Virginia engine, but it came through a little bit too quick. But you don't get the best angles, and if they're in trail or in the DPU, you try to get that really good shot just as it passes before the passenger cars or the freight car catches it. So I usually take my pictures while I'm shooting video too, so I can replay the video again and try and pull a snapshot. Perryville, Maryland. Okay, it's another spot that I got to go check out. Well, Jerry, give me a call tomorrow night or really early said Monday morning, and tell me where to go, what time needs to be. I'll meet up with you. We'll use social distancing, of course, and we'll have our masks on. But Jerry, I saw her, but I didn't get to get pictures of her. I tried to get up to the Sullivan Bridge and walk up there because these guys have all the parking lots and the Valley Forge and everything shut down. So I had to try and walk in there, and I didn't get up there fast enough. DLNW, yeah, that engine was actually in the shops for a little bit a couple years ago, and they were working on it. And then after the One Rail Fest, they actually pulled it out and put it back into the yard. It is supposed to be refurbished to running order. I just don't know when they're going to be taking it back over again. Right now, as far as everything else, the big push is at 3713 to get it up and running, which I'm hoping, well, with all the delays now, maybe a little bit longer, but I'm hoping by at least the end of 2021 or 2022, we can see if that's up and going. But yeah, it's Painters, and it's a former Atlantic Coastline SW1. And because Steamtown, they have a pact in place, because they have to, if they're restoring everything, it has to go back to its original, basically what it was used for, or what railroad it was with. So I believe that they're painting it back to the Atlantic Coastline paint scheme. Yeah, they are. Like I said before, if anybody goes down to Steamtown, and I've told you guys before, I'm a volunteer down there. I've been a volunteer with them down there since 98, 97. So is Bernie. Every time you go down there, there's something different. The Delaware Lackawanna does their switching down there and leaves engines down there in the yard. So you're always seeing different outgoes. And the Steamtown itself, there's always something different going on. And I just can't wait to see that Boston the main engine up and running, because once that's up and running, that place is going to be a madhouse. I actually have to join a VFW down here, Jerry. My dad keeps paying my dues and registers me the VFW up at his post up in the Scranton area, but I'm down here, so I can't get up there all the time. And their numbers are actual, but I'd love to get involved with the VFW down here. And if there's tracks behind that Glado one, too, for go to the VFW in there, and also to go there and watch some trains. I could passing that along too. Well, Jeff, if you get a chance, come on up to Steamtown. It's pretty much the Alco capital of the U.S. Which the Genesee Valley Transportation, and they also own the Mohawk, Adirondack, and Northern, Western, a couple other ones that they own, but they're all under the GVT banner. But most of most of the equipment sits. That's his biggest contract. There is the Pocono line. 4, 5, 5, 6 axles now. The latest one is the 3641. I forget what railroad front end with an orange front end on it, and it's just waiting. It's waiting on the shop tracks down on the south side, right? But there's so much to see down there. Yeah, just don't climb on them. And down that yard too, there's a road that goes by, and also people go down the other. I know Sparky wants to see them. They've got a GP8 down there. It's a former Conrail engine. That's going to be repainted back up in the Lackawanna colors here very soon. But we're trying to find ways to get down there and get shots of it for Sparky. And it'd be nice if it was still in the Conrail colors when we open this up, if he gets to travel down here. But Unfold Fest is also canceled for this year as well. So there's not going to be much going on down Steamtown as of at this point. Has the lagging stopped at all, guys, or is it still going on? Oh, never mind. Yo, Rich, what's up, buddy? New Jersey Central Spain team. Okay. Lehigh Valley, that's really cool. Bernie from Bernie's Model Railroad. That's another place. Check out some layouts. He does videos on his layouts and everything, and does some Railfanning as Bernie's Model Railroad. He's up above a little bit. Me and Bernie have been friends for over 30 years. He's family to me. And I know you guys have heard that broken record before. B&H Railroad, how are you? But check out his stuff. But when he got married, we took a ride down to Steamtown real quick, and they were getting ready to close. They had the 2317 Canadian Pacific on the turntable, and Bernie and his wife, she was in her wedding gown. We got in there really quickly. The engineer, he was, rest in peace, BC O'Brien, Bernie. He was on the engine, and he told everybody to stop and clear out of the way, and actually stopped and let Bernie and Heather and the photographer take their picture in front of 2317. Some of you guys saw when I did the live feed from Bernie's place. He pulled the picture off his wall with the 2317. But that was nice of Steamtown to do that. It was unplanned, and we didn't, buddy. We just went in there. We said, hey, we're here to do this. We went out into the yard, and Bernie told him to come over and get the picture real quick. So then that's awesome. You got the picture in front of those New Jersey Central trains. And those of you guys that are in here, my chats don't always stay on target with trains. Sometimes they'll go off. I used to be a former firefighter, and the one time we got into a conversation about firefighting and some other things. But like I said, whatever you guys want to talk about them. Plus, with this thing going on with the COVID-19, if you guys want to chat, ask questions. Jerry, the 2317 is a Canadian Pacific locomotive that Steamtown runners. It's a 462 Pacific Dyke locomotive. It was pretty much running the same time the third 254 was running. It's one of my favorite locomotives down there, and right now she's kind of in limbo. I wonder if she's going to get restored again. Same with 3254, but 3254 and 2317 were two of Steamtown's primary mainline locomotives. Sparky, how you doing, buddy? Sparky, are you feeling better tonight? That's all good. But I actually started this chat a little bit earlier, doing a little bit of an experiment. I really didn't announce it, but I'm trying to see if people, and since I've got a lot of you guys in here now, do you guys like my 9:30 time when I usually come on Saturday, or do you guys like a little bit earlier? Let me know in the comments. You don't care? Yeah, I just randomly came on tonight and started a little bit earlier. I got a good amount of people. I just I know we've talked about it. Nobody has any real set times. You come on when you come on, but I like to try and be courteous if anybody else comes on and does their streams. I don't want to bump in on any of them and compete for the stuff. SD78, yes, it does. I don't know if the tracks come. They don't come right by Pocono Raceway, but they go through Pocono Summit, Cresco, Antelomic. They don't go that far, but and then they go into East Strasburg and Delaware Water Gap. Yeah, Sparky. You're like the 15th person that's told me. For some reason, I already tried resetting it a couple times, and it's not working right. The only thing I think of is everybody near me and in my complex is on the internet and is just eating up all the bandwidth and everything. So I apologize. I'll understand if you guys want to check out because of the way it is. I do apologize. Oh, thanks, Jerry. It goes on for about 5 hours or so. I don't have enough content to go for 5 hours, even if I tried. And if you guys wanted to questions, that's how far we go. But yeah, Sparky, that's what's going on with the feed. It's not a good feed tonight. I think it's just because it's such a nice night and nobody's at work tonight, and nothing's working right. So I apologize. Yeah, that SD70. I believe they go up the other direction. If anything comes close to there, because down Jim Thorpe is where the Reading and Northern picks up. But I don't think either railroads come close to Pocono Raceway. Um, DL&W pretty much follows. Uh, what route is it? It's at 106 there. Pretty much follows 106, 33, and Interstate 80. Or, yeah, PA 109 pretty much follows those railroads south of Pocono line. They don't get that far, and even Reagan Northern pretty much stays down near the Lehigh Valley area. And I go to Pocono Raceway quite a bit. I do like NASCAR. I didn't make it there last year, and we were going to try and take cheer and camp there for the whole weekend because this was supposed to be the first weekend where both NASCAR Cup races plus not the Infinity Series, the lower end, yeah, the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series in weekend. So they had a deal. You showed up and you took your RV in there on Wednesday. You stayed the entire week. You buy the tickets for the races as well. Amy should come on chat some more. Well, it was nice to see your wife on camera the other night, Sparky. Those all those super chats that night. Jeff, I don't know the exact count. Some days it's more than others. I know of at least 5 trains that come through there daily. 38G and 39G, I know comes freight. An intermodal comes east through there daily and comes through fast. Every couple of days, there's a ballast train or coal train that comes through there daily, at least once a day, and it also goes back, takes it back. 19G comes through there, and there's a local one that comes through. Usually has 2 SIs that and pretty much does a lot of the local stuff for NS. But I don't know all the identifiers, but I believe that's all the road. And they mainly come through in early in the morning, 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and then a lot more come through in the evening side. She does have a better midsection. Nice one, Sparky. I just lost my train of thought because I saw your last comment. That's awesome. That's hilarious. But yeah, there's a good amount that comes through here. It's not the busiest area. About an hour from here is a town called Makunji, and they have a little park dedicated to railfanners. More trains actually come through there than down in my area. I went there once, and as ever, and 4 trains came through. And they come through there pretty quick too. I'd like to take a ride up there again one of these days. A lot of people are going up there quite a bit, and nobody's really bothering them. So I may just take a ride up. It's just outside of the Lansdale area. And it's about a 45-minute to an hour drive up there. Go up there early, catch some trains, come back down, make a video, and it comes through. That's one of the things that I look for quite a bit, is to see if anything fancy comes through too, because that's the stuff is gonna. If you guys are in the rail fanning, get content out just to keep and make YouTube's algorithm. But the straight NS freight, and everything, even UP freight, doesn't get a lot of hits. When you have a heritage unit in there or a special unit, it seems like that's when you get a couple more hits on your videos. And of course, you want to get them out there too. Which is pretty nice. .30. I'm not going yet. I'm using this as a break point here. Usually this is when I usually come on and a little bit better. Is the video looking a lot better, or is it still lagged? Talk. Hey. B&H Railroad, I don't know if I said hello to you, so I do apologize. Just saying 9 o'clock. I just went back. I didn't forget about you. I want to make sure I acknowledge you and everything, so I apologize. So you're saying 9 o'clock. A couple of people in my community tab about 8:30. Jerry put the chat over your mouth. Still lagging. I'm sorry, guys. Apologize. But we're having a good conversation here today. Not Sparky. Jerry, you've picked up some neat little engines on your trains. JP's picked up a lot of nice trains as well in his Railfanning. Yeah, sorry, guys. I got to see it because I heard the train come through. I don't know if you guys saw in some of the posts and the Railfanning Adventures and a couple other things. There was what they were calling the weed train that came through here today. Basically, it had a locomotive on it. I caught it from my balcony going across, going westbound through Abrams Yard to the western end. Basically, it's got 4 tanker cars on it, and it's got a box car at the end, and it's got a car in the middle that's kind of chopped up and it's open the back. It looks like it has sprays on it. I guess it's to spray some of the overbrush and everything that's over the tracks. I got to see it go by. I didn't get to see anything else. Yeah. Well, Jeff, the Railfanning will be there for you. Your job is to fully recover and get better. Yeah, Jerry, you might have seen it as well in some of the pictures on some of the posts. I heard it coming. I heard a train coming through. I didn't know what it was, but it went through fast on the track closest to the river, and I just happened to go out on my balcony from my apartment. I saw it go through. CSX NS trains videos. How you doing? We're all doing well. But Jeff, you get better. The Railfanning will be here. The trains aren't going to be going anywhere. They'll be here. So I caught this on one of my other groups that I belong with. I haven't shared it over in a Railfanning forum yet, but I'll share with you guys. I don't know if some of you guys saw this, but in Sheridan City, I didn't catch what state it says, but it's Sheridan City. They have on display Burlington Route CB&Q 484 Northern, another number 5631. They just awarded the Wasatch Railroad Company $179,000 to do an asbestos abatement on that locomotive, which is pretty neat. So it's another steam locomotive that's around. It's not going to be refurbished to running order. The only thing that's being done with it, and you guys can, there's actually a file if you Google the CB&Q locomotive in Sheridan City. It talks about it and everything, but all it's being done on is the asbestos is being removed on that locomotive because after a while and for as long as it's been staying there, everything's starting to break down now. And if it gets airborne, it can make everybody sick. And CSX, since you're on here, before you get me like everybody else, there is a bad lag on my page tonight, in my stream tonight, so I do apologize. Actually, they are, Sparky. They actually moved it during one of the F3 Lock 1 F3s. They separated it from its coal tender, and they took it in the back. It's back there to have the asbestos removed now. There is a video of them moving it as well. If you want to see it, go to the Steamtown forum. You got to look back, look in the videos, and it's on there. And or type in EarthCam. EarthCam is a virtual reality camera. It's not part of YouTube. Actually, type in EarthCam and type in Steamtown. And stuff from that day is actually down in there a little bit, and you can actually watch them pulling that locomotive to the back of the shops. the locomotive, pulled that steam locomotive back. I haven't heard this a couple streams ago. I don't remember which one it was. Were former CEO of Strasburg Railroad, but I guess he's one of the shop foremen are in charge of something. He had announced the projects that they're going to be doing there. They're only going to be refurbishing to running order 2 steam locomotives. They're going to look at all the locomotives and see which ones are in the, and that's all they're going to refurbish. And he said that's it. He didn't say maybe we'll look down the road and look at some of the other ones. He only said, not Muller's, Lee something. I forget his last name, but anyways, news that I've seen on it. Yeah, we have to touch everything. Yeah, Lee and Modinger. He's one of the ones in charge of doing something. He had a big live stream with all the volunteers that came in to help out, and he was telling everybody the projects that are coming up. And he's also telling them if I don't have any, because it's slow, just give us a time. We'll give you something to do. But he said only 2 locomotives are going to be restored. And again, he finished it. I don't know if there's going to be anything else, but he didn't say down the road we'll look at it at some other stuff. But he said just 2. And if CSX, if you do the Kentucky area, they've got that Kentucky Heritage Museum. I think it's what it's called. They're working on that Chesapeake and Ottawa, and they also had donated to him that RJ and Corman Chinese locomotive. Sparky's heading out. Sparky, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it, bud. I'll catch you on yours Wednesday night. But yeah, they've got a lot of stuff going on down there. That's what I have with the heritage units is all of a sudden they pop up. That's awesome. You got to see that. They're doing a really good job on that. Jason Slabotsky, I think that's his name. He's their mechanical guy down there. And he comes around to different museums and shares some stories and gets in, helps out some other places. But he posts quite often. And yeah, they have the Clinchfield 800 down there, and they also have to them a switcher unit as well. I believe. I think it's either an SW or it's an MP unit. Building up quite a collection down there. When that's all up and running and that steam engine's down there, that's going to be a really nice place to go visit. But yeah, that's a really nice place. They do put out updates on how things are going down there. I did the glass house that Chinese steam locomotive was in. They've got a thing that they had to send down there as well. So it's going to be pre-preserved. I haven't heard anything on whether it's going to be restored or anything. The only thing I heard weeks ago is that it was being donated and it's being sent down there. The YN2. Okay. Very nice. Jacob Smith also, if anybody has his page, he put on his page, there's a web page out there, Travel and Leisure. virtual train rides that you can go on. Some of them are actually YouTube videos, but they're virtual train rides in the conductor's seat or the engineer's seat, and you just watch the train go through. It's not a big museum yet, Jerry. 2 years ago, CSX donated an old rail yard to them and an old facility, an old building, and that's where they moved all their trains to. So they got a lot down there. I didn't know the 587 was down there, DL. But this, you type in the web want to check out. It's mainly European stuff, but something you might want to check out while you're sitting around. So the 587s down there. I thought that was being restored by the Fort Wayne, unless they sent it down there to be restored because they got the facilities to do it. Yep, that's it. I love how you guys are backing me up here. I love it. Appreciate it. The 587 was owned by Fort Wayne. Maybe they've got it down there to be restored, but I thought they owned it and they were doing the restoration on it. Once that's open and you can see all that stuff down there and going on it. But I definitely want to see when that Kanawa's up and running. Going back here a little bit, I want to make sure I didn't lose any of you guys in the chat here. CSX, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Have yourself a good night and be safe. Jeff, I asked about 98 a little while back. There's really Jerry can answer more of this. From what I got, there's nobody in the shops right now because of the showstopper. But the 98 has a long way to go before it's back up and running. I know the 58 is operable, which is another one I'd like to go see. And I feel bad for the Attic and Arcade Road Museum. They're up near Buffalo, New York. They have the Arcade and Attica number 18. They had sent their boiler out to be refurbished because they wanted to have it ready this year, the engine ready to go for the 100th anniversary of bottled locomotives, I believe, by November 2020 to have it running. But with all the showstopper stuff, doesn't look like they're going to be able to get that done. I actually went in there. That's one of the pages that went on to see if there's anything else going on or anything new. But they do have a place on there where you can donate to help work on the restoration of that thing. Wow, the lag is bad. But I haven't even seen anybody put up any of the new schedules for after May and June, so I don't know when anybody's planning on starting to run their stuff again. because right now, even if they start opening up, everybody has to abide by the showstopper mitigation stuff. So they're not going to be able to. The only thing I can see them doing is putting a longer passenger run on, and like every other seat, you're staggered unless you're a family unit. You're going to be staggered throughout the train. Jerry, that's usually how it works. You get the one done, and the other one's getting ready to come in for its stuff. For May 16th, okay. Well, that'll be good because I'm still going to be out there during that time. I just don't know if we're going to be heading over to Strasburg or not. Yeah, you're lucky you got to chase it out to Hakkasan. That's one I wanted to see, but I keep losing time to be able to go see it. And with Steamtown, that's probably going to be the thing too, especially with the showstopper. 26 has been up running for about 4 years. I got from one of the rangers down there because your boiler time pretty much starts once you put those tubes in. So they're saying they're probably roughly going to get about 10 years out of it. And again, this came from one of the rangers that I talked to. So I'm just going off of what I was told there. They're probably going to get a good 10 years out of it. So it's already 4 or 5 years in. So that's 6 or 5 years it's got left. So you may get 1 or 2 years by the time 3713 is up and running to actually have both those steam locomotives to running together. Yeah, the former superintendent at Steamtown, Debbie, she was talking that they were going to start doing more to get things moving along, doing more pushing the projects out to contracts to get it all finished, and then when it comes back, put it all back together. So maybe that'll help speed up the process and everything, but that takes money that they don't have, and even putting it back to if they do that, even bringing all the pieces back, they've only got 2 or 3 people working on those locomotives. So yeah, you can have all the pieces back and ready to go, but still may take you a year to put that thing back together. 12,000 feet long. Wow. Jerry, where do you pick up the 410 at? Oh, that lag is bad. I again apologize, guys. I'm looking on my phone, like I said, and I can see the lag in the jump, and I really apologize for tonight. We've had a good amount of people on tonight. We've been averaging between 9 and 10 people on here. I just know how many other people I have. Looks fine to me. I don't know if Bernie left. He said he was going to be back, so I don't know if he's back on yet or where he's at. But where can you pick the CSX 410 at? This way I have an idea on where I need to go. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, months ago when they announced that they were going to change Railfest to this time frame, saying the reason behind it is they could probably get more people and not competing against the Labor Day weekend and the Italian festival and everything going. They haven't in early year. They may be able to get more visiting equipment, but we weren't able to see that this year because of this showstopper. But hopefully everything will pick back up next year. I'm hoping things pick back up in the midsummer. Just pretty much gone. If I could have one engine and steam. Now let me just be clear. You want the yard, or is that counting in the roundhouse too? Because in the yard, there's actually two of them. The yard, okay. So there's actually a few that I like that are out there. A lot of people want to see restored. That's not one of the ones I want. There's three of them, and they're really hidden. And you got to, especially the one. Um, I'll name the three, and then I'll tell you the one I'd really like to see. I'd love to see the Canadian Pacific 2929 Jubilee. There's only two left of that wheel arrangement, and they're both Canadian Pacific. One's up in Canada, and the one's at Steamtown. See that one. The other one would be the 210. That's Norwood, and that one's really hit, and it's still sitting between all the passenger cars in the back end down by the police station, Central 510, the 280 consolidation. They actually moved that out of the middle. It's actually sitting. You just have to walk out into the yard and around the whole. Basically, you have to go around the other end of the yard and come on the other side, or just walk on the platform, walk toward the pile of cars. But that's sitting out there. The one that I'd like to see restored out of them all, and I don't know why, but I always like that it just has character. I'd like to see the little 210 restored. Years ago, when I first started volunteering down there, most of those engines in the yard, to include the 210, they were all cosmetic restored, but they were all painted. But the one thing that's hard on a lot of the stuff up in northeastern Pennsylvania is our weather. We get the four seasons, and also you have we get a lot of acid rain. Do very well with the paint and everything up there. But the 210 would be my favorite to see restored. Rich is saying the 412. You guys all have the question. Rich answered 412. I told you mine. Go ahead, put in to see restored out there in that yard. Earlier in the year, they could bring in a steam engine like how Flagpole 75 came. Flagpole 75 is actually being restored right now. I actually put that up on my. Actually, still in the shop restoring that right now, but it's run by Grambling Locomotives. The one that they're taking around right now, most of their number 85, the Jetto Coal. So if anything, of course, when the 75 is up, they're probably to take that around again. But the one that's touring right now with them is the 85. I've seen their do that, and I've also got videos of the their other one, the Lehigh Valley 126. I caught Allentown and Auburn, and I also caught the Jetto at Stewarttown Railroad last year. Yeah, they said that 2929. A lot of the older engineers, they said she couldn't get out of her way when it came to they said she doesn't have a lot of power and she doesn't have a lot of pulling stuff. Charles Cameron, how are you? I've seen it quite a few times at Strasburg. Um, the thing about Thomas, the reason why I film it is because it used to be it was an actual working steam locomotive back in the Eastern Brooklyn Terminal District. It was actually the Eastern Brooklyn Eastern Terminal District number, and she came up for sale years ago. Strasburg bought her, and they refurbished her into what you see now, Thomas. Jeff, the big boy 4012 is actually going through its going through asbestos basement, and 4014. You guys know about her. She's now the new queen and king of the rails right now. Oh, they have a show on Amazon Prime. I'll have to look for that. Is it called Gramblings or is it called something else? But Jeff Barkey, I don't know if you heard it. Go on Facebook, join the Steamtown forum page. Go to the videos, and see if you're gonna have to go back pretty far because it was during later in the summer. They moved that locomotive with the Lock 1 F3 to the back. They split her from her tender, put it on the turntable too. Watch there, and if you can't get it there, go and go page. It's not on YouTube. It's not on Facebook. It's called EarthCam. They're a virtual reality camera thing. And they've got things in New York City on some of their biggest streets and everything all over the world. Steamtown has an EarthCam. Go in there and then look into some of their old videos that were captured from that cam. You'll see the F3 moving it across the turntable. That 4012 will probably never run. When they brought it to Steamtown, they said they had it derailed quite a few times, and it was really tight to get over some of the turns and on the lines here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Plus the money for that thing to run, you're talking a couple $1 million. 713. F steam engine will travel. Will travel. Okay. That's what they're saying about the 4014 coming this far east too. It just eventually it's probably going to tour farther east, but I don't know if it's a lot of the experts just saying that it's able to handle the tracks wouldn't be able to handle it pretty much on the extreme east northeast portion of the states. Like DLW saying, it's too big and too heavy. Half steam engine and will travel. I'm going to watch that. Yeah, Rich, you got to see her when you were down here for the Steamtown meetup a couple years ago. I still want to get to meet you, Rich, these days. Just sad that the Strasburg meetup went away. Well, Lehigh Valley, you're going to get a chance to see two T1s running. The Reading and Northern is working on the 2102. It's being refurbed to run. And then Projects, I think, is the other company. They're working on the 2101. No, they're working on the 2100. So the 2102 are both being refurbished to running order. I don't know where they're both at right now. Last I heard, this 2102 was pretty well. But I don't know how much longer they're going to be. But you're going to see two Reading T1s running. If you look at some of my pictures on my page, I did put them up under my Steam page. They cosmetically painted the 2120 flares, and she looks really good. She's got the bright yellow on it, the bright silver and everything on it. She looks really good. Loaded platform, and they're pretty much the same around here. Rich, remember that thing that you show us when the freight cars tear off the plastic on the running boards to the platform? 2012 or the 4014 would take the entire platform off. Wooden ties under them, yeah. They actually moved the 2124 into the position where the 4012 was while she's getting reworked. And that's gonna be neat. The thing that I find right now is that in the next couple of years, it's already starting to happen. The next couple of years, we're going to look like we had early to mid 1990s. There were hundreds of steam locomotives operating, to include the Chesapeake and Ohio 614, followed and sitting on a siding in West Virginia. You had Steamtown's 3254 and 2317, and the 26 running, and the 611 was running, the 1218 was running. 1218 will probably never run again, but the 611 is back up and running. So if you guys ever get a chance to see her machinery, you got the Skookum running, which is a mini logging style articulated locomotive. She's out west right now. She came back online a couple years ago. I mean, I could go on and on and on. There's up here in the U.S., as long as we don't have another pandemic like this, where you're going to see multiple steam locomotives running like you did in the 1990s. Centers is great, and for museums and railroad history is great. The only thing is, every chance you get, if you go and has a steam locomotive, take a picture of it. Definitely take a picture of the ones that are running, because when they finally go down for their 1472 or 1,472 hours, whichever comes first, it can take years for them to come back online, because number one, it's the money is where they're going to go to have their stuff manufactured, and number three is the amount of people they have work on them. There's some engines you only have one or two. Back in the day, the heydays of steam locomotives, these guys probably had 20, 30 people around the clock working on them, and they could tear an engine down and build an engine in 30 days. Now it just takes so much money. Steamtown's 26, which came back online 4 years ago, I believe it took them 17 years to refurb. It's just, and even some of your local or your old trade guys used to work on them passed away. So you don't have the trade has to be passed on to the people, and you have to get other people to help out and also donate to the cause to help everything. Take a picture, and also take a picture of the engineers and the crews that are in there, because Steamtown, when I came into Steam 97, 98, and they had a lot of engineers. Two of their engineers that they had um, came from Delaware when they were still running Steam. They actually started out in the D&H when it was Steam. Then they moved to the diesel. And when it was Steamtown bought Steamtown, they actually grabbed these two guys to help with their Steam program and get the steam locomotive up. They're both passed away now. And there was another guy, he was in Steam stuff too. He passed away a couple years ago as well. Take a picture of these guys. These guys are, I guess you can say. Leva High Valley, that's pretty cool. I'd like to meet some more people with the Reagan North. I don't know too many people there. Let me look back and see if I've gotten everything. Yeah, I went off on a little rant there. I apologize, but take pictures of the crews that are on there, particularly the locomotive, and of course, take a picture of those steam locomotives. That's history. And hopefully, for at least the next years, there's a steam locomotive running somewhere that our kids, our grandchildren, or whatever come up. Locomotive. A couple of years ago, they were saying that the steam programs are going to be going away. This is in the early 2000s, that there may be a chance in the next the next generations will never see a steam locomotive run. Right now, they're proving that wrong with line and are coming back online. There's a lot of people out there and a lot of locomotives that still have it, and it's good that they're still coming up. Yeah, they were good. That was a trade back then, Rich. That's how they could break this stuff down and have it back up and running within days. Roundhouse and mainly the regular shops at Steamtown. You go across the road, that big brown building over there, that used to be the full Delaware work on hundreds of locomotives over there, and that was over there toward the end of, pretty much toward the mid to the end of the steam. But it's now owned by General Dynamics, and we used to call it Chamberlain. It's munitions plant now, but that used the large area, a very large area where they used to work on steam locomotives. The roundhouse was for simple repair. The back shops and for in-depth building and everything, it was the shop across the street, across from Washington Avenue. And where the Scranton Police Station is, if you get to Steamtown, you understand what I'm talking about. Where the Scranton Police Station is now on the grounds, there used to be turntables in the building, but it was another turntable. They called it a Hogtown. 5,000 shop hands and back in the day. And you didn't just have the Lackawanna there. You had the CNJ there. You had the D&H running through there. You had the Erie running through there. All during the steam area. You also had the New York, Ontario, Western running through these areas as well. There were a couple of major railroads back in the day that ran through those areas. The heyday was great. And everything converted. The coal era knocked out everything and slowed other things down, and the decelerar hit, and then came Conrail. And then Conrail got dissolved between the ceiling. But if you go on one of the excursions, particularly the Scranton Limited, they'll point that larger building out, and it still says DL&W on the side of the building. You have to, when they point it out, you have to look quick because they don't stop and look behind the trees, or you just take the walk. It's about a 15-minute walk down the tower, and you'll walk right by the building, and you can take a picture of the actual DL&W sign sitting right there. Anybody more questions? I'm running out of fire here. Running out of steam. We had a really good conversation tonight. This is what I like. You guys were really interactive, and I really appreciate it tonight. Kept us going. But out of all my years down Steamtown, I've never done the Nao Gorge trip yet. Done a ton of the Scranton trips, and of course, dozens and dozens of the Moscow trips. And I also did the Toby Hanna trip about 15, 16 years ago, when 2317 was the pilot down on there, and Bernie O'Brien was the engineer. You can find the sweet spot. But guys, if you guys don't have anything else, we'll close our chat up. Make sure before you guys leave, you hit the like button underneath. Pass my name around every Saturday night. I think I'll switch the time till 9 o'clock. I'll switch the time to 9 o'clock for my shows, so watch for that. So every Saturday night, 9 o'clock. Occasionally, I'll pick up here and there. I may do a random stream here and there just to talk about things, but it's every Saturday night. And then I try to post new videos Tuesday. Depends on when I get them and when I go out. But hold on, guys. Painter Train Productions expressed interest in going to Steamtown with 2100. That'd be something neat to see. I'd be very interested in that. And if they get to do that, that'd be great. Maybe they'll do when the 765 came to Steamtown, a bunch of the four wing guys stood in front of and pushed her out the door to make it like, come on, guys, let's get her going, fix her up, and get her running again. Maybe they'll do that with the 2124. I haven't heard anything, but that'd be something really neat to see. Be nice if they could get them both done together and move them both up there to have a few excursions. I know the 425 has been down a few times. If you do, I know you go out at night. If you do a stream tonight, maybe I'll catch you. I'm gonna be up for a little bit because I'm about to go down. I've had them in the refrigerator. I'm about to make homemade wing bites and sauce, and it's quarter time, so it's gonna be a rough sleep. But I really want wings. Carson, I'm glad you joined, but I'm getting ready to close it up. Unless anybody has anything else there or any other questions. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use the Wegman sauce or if I'm going to Frank's Red Hot and make a sauce that way. Which that's a challenge that I want to do, guys. Have you guys ever seen 1589? Have you guys ever seen the show Hot Ones, where they do the trivia competition with the hot wings? And then on YouTube, they've actually been on for almost 11 years on YouTube. They do a celebrity one-on-one question, and they go through the different sauces. Each one has a different sauce. Well, I'm looking to buy most of these sauces, and costs a little bit of money. I have them all on my thing, and I saw that the prices. What I want to do is I want to get all these sauces from the hot one, and I want to get a couple people together. I want to try and get at least 10 people together. And I have 10 sauces from the lowest one all the way up. And within that, I want to do Cards Against Humanity, the first series, because the first series doesn't have. I've got all the different series of Cards Against Humanity. The first series doesn't have a lot of bad stuff in it. I mean, you got some raunchy stuff, but not too bad. But I want to get it. I'll screen through the questions and make sure there's nothing really too political or really bad in there. We're doing it at each level. We got to play the Cards Against Humanity game while we're doing each level. We'll each start with the first saw, take the bite, and then we ask a question, put the question out, and we start our stuff when we move up through the thing. But I want to film it, YouTube video on it, just to get a couple laughs. So maybe if I get enough people do multiples, just see how the first one goes. But I just want for everybody to get a laugh and see who can go the farthest with it. But it's a cool show, and it's something that I want to do. But it takes money to be able to do it because you got to buy all those sauces. Those of you that are new to my page, also, if you guys want, I'm saving this for the end. If you guys ever want to help and support my page, down there in the corner of the chat thing, there's a little $sign. You guys can donate to my page. I'm getting stuff to put back. I'll put back into the company. And also, I have a I have a PayPal page if you guys want to donate to help my page out, and that's kflanagan98@gmail.com. You put that into to PayPal and donate. But if you guys want to help out, that's right there. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to my page, and you can see this stuff even more. But some things that are coming in the future, which we just bought a travel trailer, and I was going to do some traveling videos as well and camping videos, but I haven't been able to do a whole on. So hope in the future, watch for that little segue off of my page a little bit from training. He's talking about seeing some nature stuff, camping, and doing some rail fanning from the RV. But that's some stuff that's with my page. But anything can help out, and eventually, when I start getting a bigger flow, and I can to do my brand, and also Patreon, I can start doing buying some things to do some you guys and giveaways like Sparky does. But other than that, guys, if nobody has anything else, you caught it late tonight. If you guys don't have anything else, stay safe. Follow the mitigation orders for right now. Wash your hands as often as you can. And I will see you guys down the line.